Great job, Matt. Matt, you have worked on some pretty big scale, crazy action films before, but this one, like, were you freaking a little bit on this one?
Yeah, this was like doing like an old Cecil B. DeMille movie, you know, because we shot in China and like there are scenes with 1,000 extras and full battle armor, and it was nuts. It was really fun to work at that scale and to watch. I mean, I really did it because of who was directing it, and so Zhang Yimou I've been following for a really long time, and I just, to see him direct at this scale was really cool.
Well, tell me about that, because going in as an consummate actor that you are, but being a fanboy, I mean, what is that like to work for a director that you've just looked up to for so many years?
Well, the thing about him is it's just he does something that I can't do, and that only a handful of people, like, the Spielbergs of the world or the Jim Camerons, like this type of epic scale, and is pretty rarefied air, and that's kind of where he lives. And so, for people who don't know, who are watching, like he did the Beijing Olympics, right? Like that live performance that opened and closed that. So he can work on this massive scale and get a lot of stuff in camera. This movie, then, it's also a monster movie, so there was this whole CGI element too. So I just wanted to be next to him while he was putting it together.
And what was that experience like? Because how do you even envision what the Tao Te are going to even look like?
He showed me renderings of them. He said, this is what, he designed them. He goes, this is what, with the people at ILM, he's like, this is what they're going to look like. And, and this is based on Chinese mythology, what we, our best version of them is this.
It's insanity. When you saw that for the first time, the finished product and what it looked like, wow.
Yeah, I saw it on IMAX, like on 3D, and it was just like, I felt like I went into the Matrix. It was nuts.
It did feel like that,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Working with Pedro, I mean, you guys were like brothers in arms in this film. Tell me a little bit about that. You were great together.
I love him, man. He and my wife are actually, it's like they were separated at birth. Like, she's Argentinian, he's Chilean, but both of them were kind of spirited out of their countries, respective countries, fleeing their governments when they were 9 months old, and they were then raised in America, and so they have all this. Their lives just kind of ran on these incredibly parallel tracks, and so within probably 2 weeks of being in China, like, we'd basically adopted Pedro. He was like my kid's uncle. He was like, he ate every meal with us. Like, we all went on trips together, and he's just a great guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Yeah.
You moved there for 6 months with your family. What's that like, Matt, to pick up your family, your kids, and kind of replace yourself in a country that, a lot of people don't speak English? What is it like?
It's challenging, and it's a little nerve-wracking at first. Like, I think my wife and I always default to the idea that it's really great to, number one, be out of our comfort zone, but number two, to expose the kids to as much of the world as we can before we set them off into it. And so if things were challenging, we would kind of default to that. And ultimately it was an adventure, and I'm glad that we were able to give them that exposure.
Amazing experience. It's a beautiful film, really amazing.
Thanks.
Congratulations, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
Matt.
Bonnie.